Hey guys, Thomas from Team Soccer also here, coming at you guys with another full-length discussion video. You guys know I love to do this. In fact, I was really in my creative mood while making this video. So, as you've read in the title, I want to talk about the downfall of OTS because a lot of players have felt the impact that OTS isn't really that exciting anymore. There's no reason to get hyped up when you're opening up your entry packs. There's not much hype to see the new OTS list. Maybe you're hyped up for a super, but it doesn't really matter too much at the end of the day. And I want to talk about not only the downfall of OTS, where it started and why, but I also want to tell you guys my personal theory on why Konami is actually doing this. And as I kind of start to explain the reasons of the downfall, my theory is going to make a lot more sense. So before we get into it, guys, these discussion videos live and die by the comments and the likes. So if you guys can smash that like button, that would be fantastic. Subscribe if you have not already. Not only do I do amazing market watches, but I do discussion videos. I'm doing a lot more deck profiles this year. And you guys know I always love doing the news/leak videos. So go check that out and be subscribed so you don't miss it, right? Join our Discord, awesome, thriving community. Sponsors, TCG, put or whatnot in the description below. And we're going to just go, and thank you to my YouTube channel members, and we're just going to get right into this because I don't want to waste any time here because I feel like this video may be longer than some of you are used to. The first reason that I want to state why OTS has been going down is actually the failure of OTS 19. Now, if you're an old school subscriber, I actually had a whole video talking about this, and it was a lot of fun to do. And one of the big reasons why OTS 19 kind of started this huge downward trend is the first reason, which is the quality control. Now, skill drain right over here, as you guys are going to see, there's going to be some pictures over here. Now, this is a skill drain that isn't like from the internet. Oh, I grabbed a random image. This is a skill drain that I saw a new player actually open up live, and I was like, wow, it's really cool you got an ulti. And he said, is it supposed to like be like this? And I said, what do you mean? And when I took a closer look, I realized that it was mod play. Now, at the first picture, you're going to see like the sides being really white, really bad. And then you're going to see second picture where the corner actually has a crease, a little bend. And the picture doesn't always show as much detail. Guys, sorry, I have an Android. I know I said like the video earlier. That's probably not going to incentivize you guys to do so because of the quality of the picture. But you guys can see how bad it is, even with the bad quality, the first and second picture here. And this is not something that is like, oh, it happens here and there. Oh, the fact that this is happening. Oh, no, I'm mentioning this because it happens often. I know how Konami product quality can be. I've played this game for a long time, so I know sort of what to expect and what not to expect. I essentially know what their average AK bad is and what their really bad is compared to that. This quality was like nothing we've ever seen before. People did not want to, get these because they're like, you know what? I like it, but I don't want to play damaged cards. And you're also going to see on another picture, Fallen of Albaz. This card is, very nice, beautiful. This was very anticipated at the time, which I know is going to be very shocking. Look at how many listings and the price, seeing how popular Branded is as a deck. But this card was very hyped up, and it had the same product quality controls, as you can see on the right here. And while we OTS maybe had a little bit of, oh, these OTS cards aren't as crispy, they don't look as clean, most of the time when you open up an OTS pack, it was near mint from the pack. And OTS 19 started this trend where it could be MP, LP, and with these ultis and how the foiling is, you can really notice when something's wrong with it, unlike older ultis. So that was a big deterrent that continued, unfortunately, onward from OTS 19. This same thing has been seen in OTS 20 and further beyond. In fact, OTS 20 actually has a very big thing. In fact, we're actually going to pull up, let's pull up cherries here so you guys can see it exactly. There's actually no name cherries, as you guys see here. Comparing it to the regular cherries, this is like $7. Now, this is very cool, although there were misprints where they actually forgot the ulti entirely, so you would pull a kind of common slash rare winter cherries, which being such a huge misprint, it's worth a lot more money. So in a way, players that were experienced and have knowledge were hoping to get that as a misprint, but the demand for misprints is very hit or miss. and it still doesn't excuse the quality control. So I don't want to really count that. I know some people who are, kind of smart and know this game's ins and outs more similar to me, are thinking to myself, well, that would be a win, opening up some type of bad misprint like that. And I do fully agree. I just don't want to give an excuse to Konami, like, oh, Konami did this, but it's worth more money. No, it's bad. It's bad product quality, and I don't want to go ifs, ands, or buts on it. And that's the reason. Now, the second reason that I wanted to go over here is we're actually going to go over back to OTS 19 here. And I want to look at Water Enchantress. Now, Water Enchantress, if you guys did not know, when Grand Creators came out, the adventure package was everywhere. It was very popular. It dominated the meta for quite a bit. No, it wasn't here for just too long, but you still see it once in a while. I sort of like it. I mean, it's an engine that it really only, well, we're not going to talk about how good it is. We're just going to talk about how popular it was. It was very popular, like 60-ish% of decks in top 32 cuts were playing it, even up to 70, 80. Sometimes it was 50, but you guys get the point. Now, this card in Grand Creators has a CR, a collector rare, and that's how it debuted. It had an Ultra and a CR. Players would get this CR that was no short amount of money, as long with Rite of Erismir and Fateful Adventure. They used it because they wanted the whole package CR. People really liked it, and back then there was no indication that these CRs could crash in price. Now remember, we were talking about the max rarity of the card. OTS 19, as you guys could see here, was released in North America on June 15th, 2022. Grand Creators was released January 28th, basically in February. So you had about let's say February to June, 1, 2, 3, 4, about 4.5 months before you got your ulti from your CR. Now, remember, this does not also count the fact that some players got their CRs a little later. Some play, we knew OTS earlier, right? So we really had about 3.5 months before we kind of figured out that, hey, Konami is going to look at these collector rares and maybe start making them ulti. And I remember seeing the crash in real time of this CR going from like 100 something to like $60, $70 like crazy. And people were very mad because it also affected the other parts of the engine, being like, oh, well, if they're going to make Water Enchantress an ulti, there's no way that Rite can't be an ulti, which they never did. They only gave us Water Enchantress. They didn't want to make it match, nothing like that. And a lot of players started having distrust in our OTS packs. And the reason being is because OTS was proven that, hey, it can start copying CRs very quickly. Now, we saw this with Utopia, which, by the way, I'm going to throw another misprint up there. It's going to be right over here with Utopia. Utopia was released in OTS 17, I believe, and that card got a CR, but a lot of people were like, well, it waited a lot of months, and it was a signature card. It wasn't like a meta relevant card, so a lot of people kind of didn't see the blood and the writing on the wall, being like, oh, Konami can reprint CRs as ultis, because we thought it was a special exception because of the card being Utopia, Zexal's signature card. Sort of like how Stardust would probably get reprinted every special rarity, right? No one really blinks an eye, but when it's something very meta relevant and very recent with no anime ties like Water Enchantress of the Temple, it's a very different story. And they kind of started to continue this trend, and the trend became so bad that I want to show you Diviner of the Herald from OTS 25. Now these are right now $15 here, about 16, right? We got Terminal Revenge on June 20th. Now, why am I going over Terminal Revenge when I was just talking about OTS? Well, that's because we got a QC in Terminal Revenge. And remember, this is the release date, right? Not we know the list date. We knew that we were getting an OTS and a QC of OTS 25 before we even had players got their hands on either or. And just to show you guys, OTS 25's release date was on the 12th of June, right? So there is an 8-day difference between that, aka a week of play. Why on earth are we getting cards in duplicate rarities when one is higher? Why are we getting a mid rarity in OTS when it's supposed to be special? Guys, we only get like 4 OTSs a year. In fact, you can argue sometimes, depending on it's like 3.5, because some years have 4, some years have 3, depending on what the dates are. We don't get a lot of ultis in the game, so this kind of duplication I want to lead to the next point, which is it's duplicating the rarities. A lot of players will see QC as the highest rarity. They always will. And as we started getting more and more QCs, Konami started looking at our like past ultis, especially in OTS, and been like, hey, how about we get you guys an ulti of this or of this QC, and it won't be worth a lot of money because hey, this QC, people are gonna want the QC. It fits the deck more because the deck, let's say for example, Branded, right? Branded has a lot more QCs than ultis, so max rarity is going to be matching QC by far. Brand Fusion got a QC in Terminal Revenge, as you see right there, and it has an ulti. And as you guys have seen, this ulti's kind of dipped down. It's actually a lot more than we saw it last time. They're at least $17 compared to the $10 they used to be. And guys, you guys see right there, they were $10. The year graph's not going to show it here, but you could see it as high as 47. This card was as high as $70 here, and it is a beautiful looking ulti. And Konami, and you can really just type in like anything, like OTS 23, right? Enemy controller here. This had a QC in rarity 2 within like 3 months, right? And now we have to ask, if we were going to get this as a QC, why are we getting it as an ulti so quick? Kurakara already had a Starlight, right? Again, duplicating the types of cards that we can get here. And a lot of players, like myself, do not like this. We don't like it when Konami gives us this, oh, you're going to get this ulti of a QC, it's going to be worth a lot less, and you're going to be proud of it, right? So with all these reasons and how these cards come out and they're very cheap, which remember, OTS is a free product here. So the singles being cheap kind of indicates that either, hey, these cards weren't in demand or they didn't appeal to the meta relevant or even casual players as much as previous ultis, right? For whatever reasons, because usually we have one OTS ulti that kind of doesn't hit the mark, and we usually have 1 to 2 that are really, really good here, and usually they are of cards that see a lot of play, so they serve somewhat as a reprint and a max rarity. And because the prices are so low, it indicates that Konami has failed with this for a lot of the reasons I mentioned above. And I think that some of this could be bad communication from the team that chooses what QCs are in, main set, side sets, all that, and OTS. I don't think they maybe talk to each other as much or whatever, because getting an ulti and a QC of a card within 8 days, and I'm not saying prismatic ulti like in rarity, from an OTS ulti, which we have 9 to 12 of a year, and then a QC within 8 days, isn't good. It doesn't make players happy for OTS, and because of all these reasons, that's why OTS is failing. I do also want to mention my personal theory on why. And guys, if you have not hit that like button, you gotta smash that like button. If you more people can see it, and if I want to know what you guys think in the comment section below. I want to also ask when you guys think OTS kind of had a downfall. Do you think it's doing fine actually, and my reasons are baloney? Do you guys agree, disagree? I really want to hear in the comment section below. I always love giving you guys these discussion videos. Smashing that like button is and subscribing is also wonderful. Now I'm gonna get to my personal theory, and this is what I really want to hear you guys talk about. Now the reason why I think OTS has become kind of cheaper, and they're picking a lot of these bad picks, which another thing I want to mention is they like to put cards that are like really bad picks, like even like Snake Eyes Ash. Like, this card's limited, it's only one. Why would you even make this an ulti? This is like another card, and it wasn't limited at the time, I understand that, but it was limited very quickly. But it's card, and they also duplicate supers into ultras. OTS 23 has had that a lot. In fact, we got Dino Mundo as an ultra in our mega packs. We've got what's it called here? Not Fire King Avatar, but we've got an OTS 23 where Pearly was very relevant. We've got their super rares reprinted there here as well. We've got lower rarities, not being upgraded. So instead of getting, like, say, upgrades of supers that were common or rare, they're choosing secrets and ultras like TG, Trident Launcher. This is bulk, and they know it, and that's another reason that OTS is kind of failing. They've kind of done more of this bulk recently. In fact, OTS 24 is where the Pearly stuff is. No pictures, unfortunately, but as you guys could see here, Pearly Leap that had an ultra, this was like a $2-3 super, and now it's 10 cents. I mean, there's no reason to make a card that has just become a super and ultra, a bulk ultra. You've got Pearly Sleepy Memory, same thing. So why do I think that I just want to throw that fourth reason out there. I actually mention it all the time, but unfortunately, Konami's been doing that for a hot minute. But there's a lot of factors kind of going into why OTS is not working. A lot of players are even keeping their OTS sealed just because they want to get something for it in the future. Now, getting to my personal theory on why this is phenomenon is happening, why Konami's doing this, etc. I don't really want to chalk it up to coincidence because too many coincidences are just a pattern, right? Once is a coincidence, twice is a pattern. That's a good saying for you guys, a little bit of wisdom. Now, the reason why is that when Konami prints this, they keep in mind that you are getting OTS for free. It is the only Yu-Gi-Oh product that you as a player will get for free. There is, if you are a player that plays in tournaments or plays a lot, most likely you have opened up an OTS pack or continue to do so. You might not buy sealed at all, not even structured X, but you might buy these. Or you might get these because they are free. You go to locals, you hand them either $5, $10, you get 1 or 2 OTS packs depending, you rip them up. That's how it kind of goes here. Konami knows that players are going to want to enter tournaments and pay money and this and that no matter what. So when they looked at these OTS packs, and while at one point they wanted to incentivize coming to locals and putting really good cards in because you can get the OTS packs, they've kind of done the opposite lately because they've realized that there's a chance that could possibly hit their bottom line. Because let's say you spend $10, it's a free OTS pack. You're going to most likely enter that tournament anyway. Let's say you just pull pulling the rug, right? Or you pull an ulti. Well, guess what? You can move or sell that ulti to either other players, this and that, and you can get cards that you want from core sets, right? And if you're doing that, that means that you're not buying sealed, and that other player, right, is using his money on the secondary market instead of, Konami's sealed product at the card store, etc. Konami kind of sees it as a threat. In fact, I want to go over Droplet here and show you guys something. So the graph sadly will not be able to show this at all. Well, it shows it right over here at the 110, 112 mark, but this card used to be, no joke guys, $200-ish, right? 250, 275, 225, Cyber Dragon from this pack, and we're actually just going to go over it. In fact, I think Utopia was in here. No, it wasn't. I was correct. Cyber Dragon was like 120, 150, right? OTS 17 had Imperm, right? And Imperm was around roughly the same price, like around 200 something dollars. We got these amazing OTS packs, and the reason why these were so beneficial is because if a casual player opens up a droplet, right, they do not want to complete the set like, say, a max rarity player. They're going to want to get rid of that droplet. 200, it's 250 trade. Let's say they trade it, right? Because this is a trading card game, believe it or not, and trading actually helps players spend less, which Konami at one point kind of has this understanding that, hey, most likely they go to the secondary market to get singles, but at the same time, trading can hit their bottom line as well. But the player will trade that droplet for $250 worth of cards. That can get that casual player multiple decks, staples, right? Let's say there is a $70 staple out there, right? That has come out, and that casual player wants it. By paying $10 and getting lucky enough to get that droplet, they get that more, and that really sets them up, and that makes them, play more, but that also makes them less incentivized to, spend money on cards because they already got some of it. And Konami sees that and they're like, hey, whatever we're giving out for free here hits our bottom line, not only because these cards are free, we're not making money off it. Only thing we have is it incentivized tournament numbers, which maybe they don't think that growth is worth it anymore, or that growth is not as substantial. So they're ended up watering down our OTS packs, where we get something like OTS 25, where, hey, you get for free, first of all, and product quality, since it's for free, and it's not something that sells, Konami doesn't have the incentive to upgrade the product quality as well, because they're like, well, you're getting this for free. We're not making real money off it. Why would we improve this product compared to other ones? Why would we make this a better product so that it can maybe put competition or lower, towards other sets or lower our bottom line? That's kind of how it is. And if they make these cards even more worthless, then there you go, right? Like, as you see here, Diviner of the Herald, Snake Eye Ash, Exodia Head, 5, 7, 16, right? If you pull this out of the fact that you don't even have an ulti that can double your money from OTS 25 on OTS 23 is very telling. You will not be able, if you spend $10 on, like, say, 2 OTS packs to entry and you open up the best ulti in the set, you literally are getting cool. I got $6 more than my entry. Great. That doesn't really do anything for me putting money back into the game, because whenever you put hand over your money for entry, that is money you're putting into the game that you will never get back. At least, say if you get a deck, you can get some of it back by either reselling, trading, keeping for a rainy day for if it goes up, etc., etc. But like I said, if you guys don't believe me, look at OTS 23. Look at those prices. Uh, OTS 24 has Chaos Angel, so that's worth some money. But then you got Duster and Rock, right? Same thing. We're gonna see this pattern over and over again. OTS 26 has Sage of Blue Eyes. I don't really see that being a ton of money either. Drink water. I'm drinking coffee, by the way. And that's kind of the big problem with OTS here. I don't think it's going to get a lot better. And for my personal theory, that's what I think. I want to know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you guys agree with my personal theory? Do you guys disagree with my personal theory? I really want to know in the comment section below, because I really want things to change. I really want players to be excited for OTS again. I want them to go into a tournament and be like, guys, the new OTS dropped. I gotta go to locals. I gotta go grab this stuff, right? I gotta see if Derek pulls the ulti again, right? Stuff like that. And it really also helps with the experience, right? Just pulling an ulti can just make your day so much brighter. And I really do want OTS to improve. Do I think it's going to? There's no incentive or reason, like I've said, unfortunately. But maybe if enough players complain, I really wish, I mean, even, or, try to communicate to Konami. Who knows? I don't have much faith. You guys know when it comes to Konami, I am a pessimist just because I'm a realist. I realistically look at Konami in this game, and there's no real reason you should put hope, faith in everything that, because any good change should be taken as luck. That's just how I feel. I know a lot of people might not like that, because unfortunately there are some bootlickers, but I do stocks, I do other things for my work. I know how to recognize trends. And Konami has had it not just a trend, but kind of a way of handling this stuff, and with their other IPs as well, that just, they just horribly handle it. But I don't want to rant too long. This video is probably over 20 minutes already, but guys, leave a like if you guys enjoyed. Subscribe as well, and let me know what you think in the comments section below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you, my YouTube channel members. If you guys want more awesome content, consider being a YouTube channel member. It really helps the channel. There's $2 tiers, $5 tiers, and there's channel member only videos where I tell you guys cards to pick up before they skyrocket, special market watches, and more. Lowest tier is $2, so go check it out. I usually save these for the end of the video because some people just log off at this point, which is completely fine. I mean, hey, giving me 18, 19 minutes of your time, even 10, hey, I appreciate you. And thank you for those who made it to the end of this video. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.